Hello, I know I've talked about it already a little bit in a couple of other reviews, but I'm doing a standalone piece on the Leatherman Squirt PS4. The Squirt PS4 is a mini multi-tool. Mini as in it is very small. You can see there on my little tape measure it's marked out in centimetres there. Starting at the 8 and finishing at the about halfway through the 13 makes it 5.5 centimetres long. It's a plier-based multi-tool, which means, unlike some, which are scissors as a central tool, this one goes the whole hog and tries to become a mini Leatherman rather than a Leatherman that's mainly designed more towards personal grooming, like lots of the scissor-based ones are, such as the Style CS. So whilst fully open, the tool is about, going from the 8 to about the 18, it's about 10 centimetres, including that lanyard ring, 10 centimetres long, and it weighs, on the scale here, the weight is 44 to 45 grams. Back on the screen there to look at. What's the point of these mini multi-tools? They're so small that you don't really notice carrying them around. Some people are anti-weight, so perhaps the bigger brother, the Juice line, a bit too heavy with its 116 grams, so it's about twice as heavy, about twice the size in general. Some people find this is a bit cumbersome to carry around, especially in the bottom of the pocket, as it's not a pocket clip style Leatherman. If you still want to have a set of little pliers and some other tools on you, this is a great choice. I've taken to carrying this in my shirt front pocket, up on my pectoral, in the shirt I generally wear. Don't even notice it's there, and from time to time I'll fish it out and use it for something. The application of these, for me, I've got to admit, I don't use it a great deal. It's nice to have on you and to take out and to play with, and it is really nice when you can actually use it for a task. You do feel like, so you feel pretty special when you get to save the day with a little Leatherman. But lots of these are such small versions of the proper tools that they're not super practical. You probably will have a better tool nearby for the job. Without getting too far into my everyday carry, I usually carry a pocket knife, or I carry a Leatherman Skeletal, which is a pocket knife and a set of pliers. If I want to keep a really minimalist carry and not have a great deal of things on me, this will be all I take on me, because it's got everything to get by, although nothing on it will let you excel at any tasks. So let's go through the tools. So you've got your pliers here, you've got your needle nose, gripping portions, you've got your nailing here for turning bolts, and you've got your wire cutters. Wire cutters are quite light duty. I've not done this before, but I've got a bit of fencing wire here. I'm really not sure how this will go. So this is reasonably thick fencing wire. It's probably about as thick as you'd ever want to push a tool like this. Let's see if it cuts it. It does. So it's quite. I'm a bit surprised at that actually. It's just got the one wire cutting section. You'll notice in the bigger Leatherman pliers, they'll have the sort of down the bottom there. They'll have the second part here, which is for the hard wire, and then the normal wire cutters. Whereas this one is just the one style of cutter. But a little bit of torque and a bit of bending in the wire first, which does indicate it's struggling a little bit, and it does cut. Well, that's quite reasonable thickness wire. This wire here is what holds my my fencing together that I keep my dogs in. So I'm quite happy with that, and that really was the first time I've really tested that. So, and there's no movement or anything in the pliers afterwards. So often if you overstress pliers, they go a bit wobbly and the pivot suffers, but still rock solid. So it's a very good set of pliers. All the other tools are on the outside. While it's not a super fast tactical one-hand opening type tool, it is nice not to have to open the pliers up and get everything out. There's a knife blade being What are we there? So that's 16 to the 20 there. The cutting surface is about 3 centimeters and a full length of about 4. It's about an inch long blade, chisel ground. Means that it's just ground on one side. The other side is just flat steel. See there? Yeah, I've got a nail nick on the side there. Will it cut paper? Yeah, of course it will. It's 4 layers of paper. It goes through quite easily. It's not the most razor sharp knife in the world, but it will definitely open any boxes or letters, which is what 90% of my everyday carry use is in. I've got a file here. I've got a half metal type or nail type file with lots of little intersecting cuts, and then you've got your wood type where it just has a consistent sloping grain. I don't use the file for anything. It's too small, not needed in my opinion. Got a little, very little eyeglass or 2-dimensional Phillips driver. Nail nick on the top. You'll see there, these nail nicks are a little bit just verging on being hard to reach. You do need to have some sort of fingernail to be able to get these tools out. And on the other side, got a little bottle opener and a flathead screwdriver. The bottle opener is very small. You need to have a couple of attacks at the bottle to get this to lift the lid off. On the other side, you've got a little folding pair of scissors. Again, by the nail nick. The scissors will cut pretty much anything that's not super thick or super wide diameter. Here's some ribbon. Short work of ribbon, and I foresee this sort of thing as something you'd carry on you, and I don't know, say you buy a birthday present or a bunch of flowers or something and you need to tidy it up before you give it to someone on the way to whatever you're off to. So yeah, they're good because the spring is more integral to the scissors rather than the Victorinox springs, which sort of hang loose on the inside there. Because it's more of an integral spring, it's less likely to fail, and you can still open the scissors all the way up if you need to get something pretty wide in. Got a little bit of jiggle in them, but that's what you'd expect for something so small. It's hard to be precise and still keep costs down. You fold back up in there without too much fuss. So those are the tools on the Leatherman Squirt PS4. With regard to your other options, you've got your Gerber Dime, which is currently sitting on my work stuff, which is a good multi-tool, a little bit less polished than this one. Then lots of your other options are your scissor-based micras and styles. So as I've probably shown in my previous Leatherman collection video, to get one of this size that actually has the fully functioning pliers and some reasonable attempts at some proper hardware type tools is quite good. I paid 50 Australian dollars for this. It's a very dense little package, so your $50 is highly concentrated. If you want to spend an extra $30, you can get a Juice S2 or an extra $35 to get the CS4. Sort of the same, I see it as the same kind of family, just with the bright colours and the sort of fairly light duty pliers and just more of a pocketable or light use type multi-tool. So that's the Leatherman Squirt PS4, and thank you very much for your continued viewership. I'll see you later.